So we did 8 by 200 hill sprints with Ian, who I'm coaching, and Luke, a friend of ours tonight. So warm, but nice shadows actually, so it was alright. Yeah, I was running sort of around about, well, between 38 and 41 seconds per rep. Pretty consistent, felt good. We just sort of 90-minute jog recoveries back to the 92nd, I should say. Jog recoveries down to the bottom. So yeah, good session. So 3k warm up on the way back now. But yeah, pleased with that. Good morning. Back in Tunbridge Wells. So just my normal route. So it's about 20 past 6 on Friday morning. I have managed to run a couple of times this week, but it's been quite busy work-wise. Did hills last night, and yeah, I'm just out for like 4 miles this morning before I commute into London, so I don't have to be on the bus till sort of 7:30. So yeah, I thought I'd get out for a little shakeout. Meant to be a nice day today, and I've got a busy day at work, so I don't think there's much chance of me getting about at lunchtime or when I get back. So yeah, I thought I'd get out for a little run in the woods. See a couple of nasty hills around here, this one in particular. Always difficult to see on camera, I guess, but yeah, this is pretty horrible. But gets your legs working up for the beginning of a run. So this weekend, I think we're going to do Royal Tunbridge Wells parkrun, which is obviously where we live. And then there'll be a slightly longer run, 10-11 miles on Sunday. I'm not doing crazy mileage at the moment, sort of between 30-35 miles a week onto a main road now, it's just checking. So yeah, sort of building up slowly, and then I'll make a decision on Chicago in sort of 3 or 4 weeks, I think, and see where I'm at. But yeah, just sort of keep trying to get out sort of 4 or 5 times a week at the moment, keep consistency going. So this is just coming up Blackhurst Lane onto Pembury Road, which is kind of one of the main roads in Tunbridge Wells. So I don't think the sound was captured on this particular segment, possibly because I had my hand over the microphone. Yeah, I'm still obviously getting used to this. But I think basically what I was talking about was that Cyprus was already a distant memory, and that I was hoping that generally the fitness or the mileage that I'd done there would support me in my fitness gains, but I wanted to try and tune up a little bit. So I've got one race that I've entered at the end of July, which is the East Peckham 10k. Haven't raced a 10k for a little while, probably maybe over a year now. But I'd like to get some other races just to kind of get myself tuned up, because I do find that that's kind of the best way for me to gauge where my fitness is at, and also to sort of make sure that I'm able to practice my race pace and practice my kind of competitive nature. So yeah, I think that's basically all I was saying at this point. But as I said, the sound didn't come out particularly well, so I'm having to dub over this from my kitchen. Oh well, these things happen. The last K of the run now. I said I should be home about 7 a.m. A quick shower, get my gear on, and then bus to the train station at 7:30. Train between 2:45 and 10:02, depending on which one I manage to catch. Then I should be at my desk for about 8:45 in sort of near Cannon Street. I tend to go a little bit later on a Friday because it's pretty quiet. Usually I'm at my desk for about 8:15. And I tend to go 4 days a week, so Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday. Thursday's at home because Claire goes into London and I look after our little doggy. So yeah, so a slightly later start in the office this morning, but that's fine because Friday's dead. The trains are quiet, so it's not a bad time to go in. So, but yeah, pleased I've got my workout done. Yeah, so parkrun, long run this weekend, and then we'll see what happens. Do parkrun this morning. They're meant to be here at 8:35. It's now 8:36. I'll let him off, give him a couple of minutes. But yeah, and then we're going to jog down, warm up before it goes down to Tunbridge Wells parkrun. Should be a reasonably nice morning for it. Bit of blue skies, not raining. It did threaten to, might do later on, but yeah, should be alright conditions for a change, which is good. It's like something out of Reservoir Dogs or something. These three walking down here. So we've got Ian, Ray, and Luke. But yeah, I think we'll all take it reasonably easy this morning. But yeah, parkrun always the best way to start the weekend. Right, I'll catch you in the other side. So the plan ended up being to pace Ian, who I'm coaching, to a sub 24 minute parkrun today. So around about 4:45 minute per Ks, with Luke and Ray also taking it fairly steady. Yeah, but let's see how we got on. So we're currently on for about 23:15. Yeah, a little bit of congestion at the start, but we seem to be on a groove now, and Ian seems to be moving pretty well. End of the first lap. Oh no, take you right. So Ian and Luke have decided to make it with a breakaway, which is great because I don't know if you can see that, but I've got pacer for 23:48. We're about a second ahead, and they are currently ahead of pace. So yeah, brilliant. Go on, Cannon. Go on. So we are just probably in the last K now at Tunbridge Wells parkrun. Beautiful around the lake. Ian's smashing it, it's just in front of me. So we're probably on for about 23:45. We're aiming to run sub 24, so far so good. Obviously one little hill to come, but for the most part doing well. We're at Tunbridge Wells parkrun this morning with Ian, Luke and Ray. Obviously I coach Ian, so he was aiming to run a sub 24. His previous best around there was 24:30, and he actually ran a 23:12, I think. We haven't got the official results yet, but he absolutely smashed it. He was really attacking it from the first lap and powered up the hills and then sort of just took off. Like, brilliant run. He's really chuffed. I'm really chuffed. Yeah, so really, really nice morning. Really pleased with it. And he's, we're seeing some great gains from what he's doing at the moment. Ultimately, like, I think he wants to try and run a sub 22, which Tunbridge Wells is not the course to do that, but maybe we'll get down to Hastings and do something like that. But it's really nice to see the progression that he's made and how happy and sort of how buzzing he is. So yeah, really, really pleased. Like, I feel really good about it. He's working really hard, and obviously the session plans seem to be working for him as well. So yeah, great. Good morning. 10k in total. Warm up there. And then a little cool down with the boys on the way back. And now I'm just going to have a little bit of a rest for the rest of the day. Before, I think I'm going to try and do 10 miles-ish tomorrow morning, fairly early, just to get out and get it done. So yeah, all good. Go on. Yeah. Cool. Go on, off we go. my afternoon is now in a dog field, as you may have seen from the clips, whilst we wear our doggy out because we're out tonight, so we're trying to shatter him out before. Yeah, he's only a little dog as well, so this won't take that long. But yeah, he's having a whale of a time. He's also quite a vocal dog. I think he might have lost the ball, so I'm going to have to wander and find it. But yeah, so my afternoon is now gone. I got back from parkrun, had some breakfast, had a little nap out here, and then we are out tonight before my 10-mile run tomorrow. Lovely. You're getting a bit tired now, mate. Good morning. So, Sunday morning. I'm on for my 10-mile run this morning. I was going to call it a long run. I guess it is longish, but it's not super long. We're out for brunch this morning, so I need to get back. We were out at 40th in Wandsworth last night, so drive there, drive back. Yeah, didn't get back till sort of 11:30, 11:45, so whilst it wasn't a super late night, I'm feeling a little weary this morning. But yeah, 10 miles around the roads of Tunbridge Wells before a nice brunch with some friends. So yeah, good Sunday. So I'm just about 6k into my run this morning, so it's going to be an easy run today, aiming for between sort of 5 and 5 minute 30 per k. So yeah, aiming to get round in 80 to 85 minutes there or thereabouts. So yeah, and sort of haven't done this route for a little while. It's a bit cooler today as well, which is nice. I'm also very conscious to talk about the heat a lot, but yeah, it should be decent morning for uphill bits. Now just a nice downhill. Quite a nice area actually, with the kind of towards the sort of St Mark's, Hargate Forest area of Tunbridge Wells, which is like a really nice, peaceful area. The Hargate Forest is actually really nice for running around as well. But I'm not going to go in the forest today because it has been raining overnight. Might be a little bit boggy, so I'm just going to stick to kind of paths around here, and then back up into town through Tunbridge Wells, and then back home. So yeah, should be 10 miles, 16k there or thereabouts by the end. So I'm coming to the end of my run now, well-ish. It's actually a little bit longer than 10 miles because I've taken it was either be short by half a mile or long by half a mile, so it's likely to be about 10 and a half, so close to 17k. Yeah, I'd forgotten that there's quite a few big hills towards the end of this run, so my heart rate did spike a bit, and I haven't quite managed to get back down again. It's sort of easy, but I'm in and around zone 3 at the moment, which is fine. But yeah, so 10 and a half miles, easy-ish, a couple of big hills, not quite like Cyprus. Yeah, go home, quick shower, and out for brunch.
I should get a couple of bottles because I need to try and get the water. The gas is so good.
Well, it always goes, right?
Yeah, they've like opened the
Do it me as well.
When are we going to watch it today?
It's out.
So a fairly decent week training. So I did 31 miles-ish in the end, so pretty much 50k on the nose. It's 14 weeks to the day to Chicago Marathon. I'm also doing Medoc Marathon at the beginning of September, so that's probably about 7 weeks away. But obviously, for those of you that know the Medoc Marathon, that's more of an enjoyment marathon, if you like. So you go around, drink a load of wine, eat a load of nice food, and just make sure you finish, essentially. So yeah, Chicago's the one that I am ultimately training for. I qualified for Chicago by running a 2:58:30 at Manchester in 2024. So I think it was April 2024, and that qualified me to run at Boston as well. So I ran Boston earlier this year. The training was going really well for Boston. I was racking up 60 plus miles, 105, 110 kilometers a week. Feeling great. Was really confident going into the sort of the final 6 weeks of that build, that I was on for a good time, a sub 3 at Boston, maybe even a PB. But unfortunately, I got a foot injury, and whilst it didn't end up being a stress fracture, I had an MRI and various other things on it. Ultimately, I had 6 weeks of no training, so I went into Boston essentially just to enjoy it. Around a 3:28, I think it was in the end, which was fine. Like I said, I went in with very, very low expectations. I went in to just embrace it, enjoy it. Only so many times potentially you will qualify to run Boston, so I did that. But as I said, the same time enabled me to qualify for Chicago. So that is my plan, 14 weeks away. I don't think I'm in amazing shape at the moment, so I do need to start ramping that mileage up over the next couple of weeks. But I'm still, I guess, base building a little bit at the moment, and I'll probably start to increase the kind of intensity in about 4 weeks' time. So I'll probably try and build the mileage up to sort of 40 miles a week over the next 4 weeks, increments of sort of 2 to 3 miles a week, and then build from there with a view that, fingers crossed, that it'd be nice to be able to run another sub 3 at Chicago, but it is easier said than done. So yeah, this is kind of my first week of proper training since I got back. But going into the summer months, I'm feeling good. As I mentioned, I'd like to do a few more races to try and get myself tuned up. But yeah, let's see where things go from here. And hopefully you will see me on the start line of Chicago in 14 weeks' time.